Hey everybody, what's going on? Chad Kalick here again from Univcon 7, hanging out with a gentleman who I believe has one of the most fascinating lectures on the paranormal track today. My good friend, paranormal psychologist.
Not parapsychologist.
Parapsychologist.
Not a paranormal psychologist.
See? He's on it. He knows his stuff. How's Univcon going so far? You having a good time?
Having a good time, yeah. Met some good people. It's been a lot of fun. Yeah.
And you got your big lectures coming up.
Yeah.
What are you going to be covering today?
I'm going to pretty much be talking about what parapsychology does and what people, just the concepts of apparitions, hauntings, poltergeists, how they relate to other psychic phenomena. Just kind of setting a little context here, and then just offering some tips on the other things people might get out of learning more of the actual science.
Right on. And you also told me you're going to tell a few of your stories.
I'm going to talk about a couple of my ghost stories, yeah.
Which is very cool.
Yeah.
The ghost story. Paramount to being a paranormal investigator.
Right.
Right on. Great. I hope everybody checks Loyd out if he ever comes in your neighborhood, anywhere near you. We're going to go inside, listen to what he does, and we'll bring it to you, and good times. Very cool. Please put your hands together for parapsychologist Loyd Auerbach.
I told him he could goof on me. I mean, that's fine. How's everybody doing? Everybody's doing okay? Yeah. All right. I'll try to make this too dry for you. I'm going to actually say in advance that as I go through some of the, I guess you could say some of the science of parapsychology and how it connects to ghosts and such, I'm going to finish up with a couple of my stories, my ghost stories. Some of the cases that I actually done, the things that actually changed my mind about a lot of things, and early in my career as well as some other interesting pieces. So I'll kind of talk about that.
Have you ever been contacted by the NSA or the CIA for possession or like remote viewing or anything like that? Have they ever expressed an interest?
Okay, I will tell you the truth. About 1989, I started getting phone calls from somebody identifying themselves as the CIA. And the phone number actually was in Langley, Virginia, and did track back to one of their information numbers. I had a friend who worked for the FBI and he checked it out for me. The only question they actually asked, this is not about remote viewing. I mean, I know the people who were in the remote viewing program and who ran, Ed May was the last program director. I know other folks have been involved in both programs, the public and the other one. But I was getting these really weird phone calls from this guy saying he was CIA. And again, he could have been the janitor in the CIA building calling me. I have no idea. But the question was, if we have to call on you for any sort of investigation, so would you be willing to help? And I said, sure, just pay my way and I'm happy. I'm happy to do that. And there's like every so often I get this call. And it's like, when are you going to do something for me? Give me a case, do something. It's like, guy's like, well, it's not there yet. It's like, okay, fine. And one day I got kind of pissed off and I just said, this is enough. Do something. How do I know that you're who you say you are, other than the phone number? How do I know any of this? He says, stay by the phone. Now, 5 minutes later, I get a phone call from CBS to go on the Joan Rivers show. And it's like, okay, this is really weird. I said, how'd you get my name? She said, I don't know, the CBS president called me and told me I had to call you and put you on the show. And I said, the president of CBS, okay. Do you have any idea how he got my name? Because that's a really weird thing to begin with. And she said, no, but he sounded a little nervous. So I hang up the phone and less than a minute later the phone rings again. It's the guy from the so-called CIA. He said, did you get the call? He said, this is weird. You guys are getting me on the Joan Rivers show. CIA is getting me on the Joan Rivers show. This is kind of weird. He says, well, we know what you like to do and you want to get the information out there. So, and that was actually the last phone call I got from that guy. So somebody was screwing with me or were screwing with CB. I have no idea who it was, but again, the phone number did track back. And well, I want to thank you very much for having me.
Hey everybody, Chad Kalick here again, checking back with Loyd Auerbach. You just finished your lecture. Pretty good time, right? Went well?
I feel pretty good. I feel good.
Very cool. I have a very serious question that I've been wanting to ask you for a long time. How do you feel about Ouija boards?
I never leave home without one.